Hey guys. Alright, so I'll tell you what, we were at school today, really fun stuff, almost the end of the year, so it's definitely exciting. AP tests and finals. But you know what's really cool is my school's recently been doing something called Career Speaker. And what some of these guys do is they come in and they have really cool careers. Some people were in communications, others were in engineering, finance. There were some cool guys working as cops. So a lot of really diverse career positions and interesting viewpoints. And it's all really been organized by like this one really cool advisor, administrator at the school, Mr. Funches. And it was sweet because essentially what he did is he just took, all the people he knew in really cool positions in the marketplace and asked them to, come and speak to the kids and have kids sign up, and they could talk to these people just like mentors, a normal, really cool, learning environment where, kids can learn about career opportunities and then sort of question their life path, especially if they're younger, right, or if they don't know what they want to do specifically. It was really cool because it's helping, a lot of kids learn about what they care about, what they want to do, and specifically, I thought it was cool because, in most school environments, you're going to learn, academic stuff, and it was super cool because a lot of these people said they were using tons of that stuff in the workplace. So, them having their educational backgrounds were just, paramount. Especially in more technical fields, specifically in banking, finance, which is, just really fun stuff, cool stuff. But it was super nice to see some unique perspectives about education, and specifically analyzing the market value of, a given career field or college experience. And you saw a lot of people talk, these are, give or take 40, maybe, give or take 40-year-olds. And they're talking a lot about how they went and transitioned from high school to college, which makes sense. You're going to have these people come and speak to high schoolers that are talking about the transition. Totally cool stuff. But aside from that, you also get some super unique insights on market insight and, really what how to plan your life to provide the utmost value to others. And it was super cool. Today was a particularly nice day. Mr. Funches, he had a lot of the speakers that he just knew as part of his family or either related to him. So he actually had his brother-in-law and his uncle come in today. And it was super cool because, one of them was in coding and he transitioned from, they were both from, low-income minority, from what I could tell. It was definitely not the highest quality primary or a high school education. So they had a tough time in that regard. And then what they found were really what they cared about and what they were passionate about in the marketplace. One of them went into coding and computer science after a really cool trip to Germany. The other one kind of went to college for business management, and I've got my notes somewhere, but it was really sweet because you could see how their careers developed independent of their studies and backgrounds as they pushed into new boundaries and brought work and effort into the marketplace and understood what they were doing to the extent that they could go and they were, both crushing it. And it was super cool. We also talked to Ms. Funches' dad, who's an engineer, communications engineer, and he talked about how, and all of them really do talk about how, college, the education, the experience taught them how to learn in the marketplace, so they were adaptable into new positions, new fields, which I'm sure is something we've heard a lot, but it was really interesting to hear, almost every single person, or a solid, 3/4 of the people that we talked to say that they essentially didn't use what they learned in school. So just kind of but they were, using the personal development and interior gains of that education and the hard work and the rigor and the dedication and the learning how to learn and the understanding of I'm going to crush it so I can pass this test, I need to do X, Y, Z, and then sticking to that goal and sticking to that plan and then absolutely crushing it in their respective fields. Showed that progression of, and then you got to talk about how they were accomplished in their careers, and it was super cool because there were a lot of people that came out of unique circumstances. Specifically, there was this communications firm that one of the speakers actually just like started. It was like essentially using online advertising with Facebook, Google, AdWords marketing, and also domestic or just local connections to network for international political representatives. And it was really sweet because you could see, exactly how the work that you do in any given space, such as online marketing, can be very realistically and specifically applied to the marketplace, in the sense that you're seeing the value out of it, which is obvious. If you're providing any direct value to the marketplace, you're going to get, in a capitalist society, monetary reward for that. But alongside that, you could see these individuals foster careers out of it without necessarily going to school for it. But the school, they say, necessary to get them to where they are, because it gave them the drive and the direction, and specifically the background to get started in the space, which I think is something that really transitions into a grander question of, do you really need to have the education to learn it, or do you need the education to qualify yourself for a position in your own head, so that you're thinking, okay, is this a position where maybe in a communications field or more liberal degree, nothing against it, it's just, you questioning your background and your experience, and you're saying, is this, why am I not working right now in the marketplace? Is it a problem where I don't have the skills or the know-how, maybe in the technical field? Or is it something where you're looking for self-validation and proof that, hey, I can do this, I'm going to crush it, I deserve, and here are the reasons X, Y, Z that I should be in this position, and I deserve to be in this position, and then convincing yourself that you deserve, so that you can actually get into the position you want to do, whatever you want to accomplish, to the extent that you're qualifying yourself, and then once you convince yourself you can do it, then you're just off to the races, because you can do anything you set your mind to. So some really interesting insights in that regard, and it was cool stuff. I mean, definitely not something I've seen. This was the first year they've ever done it, and it was cool to have real careers people talk about the real world after high school. And I think it's especially insightful for a lot of the graduating seniors in literally a week, to have that opportunity and experience. And it's something I don't hear a lot about in many schools. So definitely if you can get, and I'm sure you guys know mentorship is huge, and coaching and role modeling and going based off someone who's done what you've done, and asking them for advice and expertise. But alongside that, this opportunity of having very diverse group of speakers allowed a lot of kids, and myself included, to understand new fields and just consider the perspective of new opportunities and new careers, especially for those who don't know what they want to do. They can learn a lot directly from an individual in the field, and it's so cool because they're able to do it in an environment that is minimally obtrusive, if at all, right? Because these guys could Skype in, or they would actually come in, which was super, super nice. They'd commit their time to the kids, and then they were there for the kids, so the kids didn't have to drive somewhere to go to a seminar or a meeting. If you've seen videos on here, I drive to staff meetings with people, and not a lot of people can do that. People got stuff to do, so it's a very unique opportunity because it's right there. And it's also scheduled into the school day, so it punches out time to make way for things that will have a profound impact on their personal and professional development, which is just super cool. So I would totally see if your school does it, or if they don't, if you can find a way to do it, or maybe talk with someone. But just being able to, especially when you're younger, get around people. They talk about the 5 people you're around, average of them will turn into you through physical and mental manifestation. And it's just obscenely true. I mean, if you've seen any, you just see it around you all the time. It's crazy, crazy stuff to see, the smartest kids sit together, any adjective of an, if you want a trait and you want to acquire that trait, or you want to get into a new industry, or you want to accomplish a new goal, just surrounding yourself with individuals who have done it and learning from their experiences so that you don't make their same mistakes. Or you can learn from the things that they've learned before to already strengthen their positioning and growth in that market sector. So especially with specialization in a growing, gig economy, it's super cool to see these individuals coming out and spending their time with the younger generation and really helping them get to a more clear and profound understanding of their abilities and opportunities in the marketplace. Because there's a lot of really cool jobs that kids don't know about, or a lot of really cool things you can do to add value that they don't know about. And these opportunities to meet, individuals that are really in those careers doing those things is something unique, especially in an educational environment where they're just surrounded by academics and like management all day. So definitely cool stuff. I would see if you can get it happening wherever you are, or if you have it, that's freaking awesome. Take advantage of it. There's so many kids that just didn't do it. They just didn't go to any of the meetings, and it sucks because you really do have to show initiative. It's not forced attendance. So I went to literally every single one, and there was maybe 10 or 15, and the really interesting part about those 10 or 15 meetings, they were so mind-opening to these brand new career opportunities and marketplace positions and jobs and mentalities and mindsets, and it was so immeasurably valuable. But I'd say maybe one other person went to half of them. Maybe 95% of the school just didn't care or go, and it sucks. And it just you got to take advantage of opportunities when you see them, because if you don't go out with the mentality that you're gonna crush it and you need to do everything in your life possible to crush it, you've really got to forge the path. And it just shows that it kind of sucks because people just they don't do it. So it's really cool stuff. If you can align the actions you do with your long-term goals and use those as a basis for everyday decisions, it's going to make choices like that just profoundly easy. And it's going to, especially if you read your daily goal statement every single day, meditation, whatever. I talk all about this on this channel with personal development. If you're going to rise and grind and crush it, then you've got to be there doing it every day. And that's the thing. A lot of people you just got to go and you just got to do it. So I hope this helps you guys. Thanks, and have a good one. Also, watch for that rise and grind video. It's coming out. I'll link below once it's done. I gotta finish the book, and then I'll review it for you guys. All right, thanks. Bye.